ramships of Earth had a fault in their programming. There are places on Earth that humans cannot live. The top of Mount Everest, at the poles, the middle of the Sahara, the bottom of the ocean. So, instead of looking for a planet that was entirely habitable, they were programmed to look for any habitable spot on a planet. And if they found one, they would go there and try to start a colony. For the first planet, Wonderland, this worked out perfectly. But for the next planet, it had some strange results. Jinx is a strange moon around a gas giant. It was so close to its primary that it was pulled into an egg shape. Because of its shape, the belt of the planet is basically miles and miles lower in the atmosphere than the poles, which stick out completely. This creates a banded appearance on the moon, as the higher pressures at the belt create a permanent layer of mist. Then, Jinx has two habitable bands on either side of this high-pressure region at the belt, splitting Jinxian society into two groups that can only access each other by plane. And the poles are uninhabitable because they are basically in the vacuum of space. Now, is this possible? Well, no. If Jinx was close enough to its primary to pull it into this shape, then the atmosphere would also be in that shape. And if Jinx hardened and then moved out, as is stated in the stories, well, it wouldn't. First of all, it would still be hot at the core considering its mass and the age of its star system, but even if it did, it would still slump into a ball in a very short amount of time. So, let's just suspend some disbelief and say it just now moved further out somehow, and did cool somehow, and is made of very hard rocks somehow, and it is still currently slumping into a circle. But we just happen to see it right now at the perfect time. Kind of like Saturn, but with a much more limited time period than Saturn's rings. Anyway, Jinx lost several probes on the way to it, and then, when the slow boat arrived, with people, it sealed the deal. Jinx was cursed, hence the name. As the second human colony world settled in 2097, the high gravity and poor environment of Jinx has had plenty of time to change the people of Jinx into short, stocky, surly people, with enough power in their arms to crush an Earthman's skull without even trying. The best choice, when confronted with an angry Jinxian, is to simply run. They are very strong, but their legs are not much longer than a child's. Although, if you are in Jinx's high gravity, good luck outrunning them for long. The gravity on Jinx is 1.78 times that of Earth's, so if you weighed a mere 100 pounds on Earth, you would weigh 178 on Jinx. So yeah, try outrunning a bull with another person on your back. Maybe just don't insult them in the first place. But if you think the people of Jinx are scary, then you should see the wildlife. There is only one large animal on the planet, and it eats the yeast and mosses and lichens and other basic life that live on the belt of Jinx in the lower, high-pressure mists. They looked like legless brontosaurs, or maybe giant slugs with long necks, except their mouth was right at ground level, perfect for eating the yeasts in swamps or on the shores of the yeast seas as they were designed to do. Their entire belly was one big foot, again like a slug, and they moved in a very similar way, but could actually reach speeds faster than a man could run. The people of Jinx learned how to hunt them while wearing pressure suits and while driving pressure tanks on wheels. Then, they found out their prey was sentient. The bandersnatchy, or white foods as the slavers called them, were genetically engineered by the Tenochtitlan over 1 billion years ago. They were designed so that they could not mutate. So in the last 1 billion years, the bandersnatchy of Jinx have peacefully lived in the mists of Jinx, grazing on their mosses and lichens, never changing, and never forgetting the genetic memories they were programmed with. So when these clearly sentient and clearly not slaver beings started to kill them, they found where they came from and wrote them a message in ancient slaver language by tearing up trenches in their lawn to spell it out, giving them a warning. When the people of Jinx finally decoded these messages and realized what the bandersnatchy actually were, communication was established. The bandersnatchy had no interest in the humans, but they would allow the humans to hunt them if they kept to single-shot rifles, to give the bandersnatchy a fair chance, and to keep their population levels down. Brave people will now buy hunting passes to try and bag a bandersnatchy, but nearly half of them end up getting bagged by the bandersnatchy themselves. But we still talk with them when needed, and through them we learned much about the ancient slaver race and their tyrannical rule. Although humanity did already know about the slavers from the events in the book World of Patavs. Watch my video on that if you're interested in finding out more about the slavers. Hey, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you staying this long, and since you did, hopefully that means you like my channel. So I'd really appreciate it if you would like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe so I can see you back here for the next one. Take care.